Hey, what's up guys? Tony here, and you're watching some more iRacing. This is the Road to F1. This is, I believe, week 3 at Barber. And I can't believe I just, wait, week 2? Week 3? I forgot. I guess we're in week 3 now, but this is week 2 at Barber. Anyways, point is that this actually ended up being that race that I was talking about, where I ended up driving all by myself, and so I'll have to get very creative with the creation of this video. As I'm recording this, I'm just sort of recording it the camera view, and we'll see how far I get. But basically, like I said, what happened is I just kind of got into a situation where I was racing all by myself eventually, and it was something that I knew was going to happen eventually. And I kind of hoped it would wait, but actually, you know what, better get it out of the way now than to keep going and hoping them to have these tight races and always have these tight races. So here's the situation with this track. I'm not going to show much of the race because after a while there's really not much to see. I learned a very valuable lesson during this race. Basically, it doesn't matter what license class you are, it doesn't matter your car number, and it really doesn't matter where you qualified, because more often than not you're probably going to be faster than me. So like the guy who's behind me currently, he qualified behind me by a fair amount. I want to say like a half a second or so. And he ended up just like running away with it. Now, a lot of this race, the problems I had in this race were due to myself just overdriving. And that, there's really no other way to put it. I just overdrove the shit out of this car for the first, I don't know, half race, something like that. It was pretty bad. I really overdrove the car, and that was definitely to a detriment. And so after I went wide 2 or 3 laps in a row, I was like, you know what, you need to calm the hell down and get back into a rhythm, because it's not going well. And like previous races, I was definitely the beneficiary of timely wrecking, and that got me some spots. So that was always nice. Like, being consistent is always a nice thing, because usually what happens is being safe and consistent. There's two things: safe and consistency. Those things will get you spots no matter what series you run in. If you're safe, you avoid wrecks, you're going to pick up spots, because there will always be people who are out for positions, and there will always be people who are willing to wreck people for a position. I mean, that never works out. You know, like, they're willing to do risky things for a position, even if it's not like an amazing position, right? So like, oh, I'm gonna get 8th position. Let's just go ahead and jam my car in there, see what happens. Yeah, people do that, and I'm definitely of the, well, my natural instinct is to be very, very, very aggressive. I have learned, however, not to be very aggressive. I've learned to be more patient, and so that's a testament to my buddy Tim. We like to refer to as racing Canadian, and so not racing American. So that patience that I've learned over the years is because of him. And so I usually take that patience into a new series, because I don't know the series very well. I don't know the behavior, like I said in previous videos, the temperament of the series. And so I tend to be a little less aggressive, usually in the onset of the race. So anyways, like I said, the guy who, car number 15, the C class or D class guy, I believe he is a D class guy, he was quick, far quicker than me, and I was running my normal pace. I was kind of upset because I think I qualified like 137.7 or something like that, and in practice I was running like 138s, but right before the race, and in practice the night before I was running like 136s, and I was feeling pretty good. I'm like picking up pace, and it just didn't fall through the next day when it came time for race day, which I'm not unhappy about. It's just, that's just what happened. The other thing that I had going for me, and this is the reason why I don't want to show the whole race, because I do want to do a whole separate video about this, but I bought this track. This is the first, so almost 4 years of iRacing, and I've never run here before, and so I had to learn this track in a very short amount of time to make this. This was a Wednesday race. And here it is the following Wednesday, and I'm actually not racing. The holidays, everything kind of threw my schedule off, and I really haven't had a chance to practice for this week. So I know Molo really well, so my hope is I can get a race in tomorrow or Friday. So I really would not want to miss that track. I like that track a lot. But like I said, I had bought this track, I think it was like a Monday, or maybe it was even Tuesday night, and I ran it, and I picked up pace pretty quick. Got to know the track. There are certain corners where I still don't really understand how best to attack them. I want to say that's turn 2, I think it's like turn 5. It's that like quick, it's a right, left, right sort of hook. It's downhill, and I just don't, the ones that are coming up right now, I don't quite understand yet how to take those corners. So I don't know. I've tried a couple of different things. They're blind corners, so you just kind of have to commit and go for it. But anyways, I think overall this was a good race given the fact that I've got very little experience here at this track. And the other thing that I noticed, and please let me know in the comment section because I'd really like to know, is that there are times where I feel like I'm overdriving the car's getting all sideways, and you know, it just seems like, you know what, this should be a lot smoother. But then when I watch some of the other drivers, I mean, they're doing the same thing. They're just kind of whipping the car in there, and the car's getting a little sideways and sliding a little bit like the dude behind me. And I don't know if that's like the proper way. See me overdriving. This is going off. I'm like, God, I'm losing that car. I was getting so frustrated. And I had the dude behind me catching me. So anyways, I don't know if that's like the proper way. I mean, if this is a car that truly wants to be driven to the point where, I want to say like a knife edge, where you're kind of on the point of spinning out, of sliding off. For me, when I think of open wheel cars, I'm thinking of precise driving. I'm thinking about not sliding the car. Whereas if I'm like in a GT car, I'm okay sliding the car a little bit. So I don't know. Yeah, like I said, let me know in the comment section if this is a car that is slidable, if that's the best way to drive it, because I really don't know. Like I said, I'm still figuring this out. I'm only a couple weeks into this car, and as I said, I'm actually really enjoying the car. It's more ego busting than anything else. When you realize you're just like, man, I just not, it's a fixed setup, and guys are not just like a second faster, they're like several seconds faster. So there's a lot to learn, and so I'm hoping that the things that I do learn in this particular series, this Barber series, I can translate it to other series and then other cars and become a better driver. That's ultimately the goal. Although, like I said, you know, getting to F1 and doing something different and experiencing a different part of iRacing is the goal. The goal, sort of the subtext of that, is that I want to be a better driver. I want to be able to handle these cars. I want to be able to handle, just become a better driver from it. So anyways, do me a favor. Here we go again, going off track and being super aggressive. So this is what I was talking about, some more timely wrecking, pick up a couple positions. But like I said, let me know in the comment section about the car. And I'm going to do a learning video. I'm going to talk about basically how I went about learning the track when I bought it, and you'll be able to see lap by lap by lap like my improvements, and it's pretty astonishing. And so there'll be more of a broader context I want to talk about with respect to video games and education. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe in a couple of days. We'll have to see, you know, with New Year's Eve coming up or New Year's Day coming up. I don't know how much time I'm going to have. But anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And I shall talk to you guys later.